Hey, it's Sage Wanderer coming at you from a van down by the river. So, in a previous video, I had promised you that I would share with you my philosophy on how to avoid becoming a combatant or a victim of the coming conflict. So, point number one is timing. Timing is everything. In music, which I know a thing or two about, in romance, in life, timing is everything. Knowing when to act down to the minute is going to be the most important thing. That's why at the top of your list should be information. You're going to need to keep an eye on the situation. You're going to have to be aware. So probably in my next video I'm going to talk about the purge and the blackout. The lights are going to go out in your neighborhood. It makes it easier for people clad in black to move around in darkness. And doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how to black out particular areas and neighborhoods of operation, because there's these transformers that are pretty obvious, and they control a group, an area, a square block area. You take those out, and the electricity fails just in that area, and it buys you a window of opportunity for operation. So I would be very concerned if a blackout occurs. If your lights go out, don't assume somebody just hit the light pole. Don't assume you didn't pay your bill. I would say in that moment I would become hyper aware, extremely aware. At this point you probably should keep some kind of mobile device that is capable of 4G communication so that you can check the internet, because local television will tell you this stuff after it's happened, not before. For things associated with unrest and war and all of this, one of my sources for information has been a cat on YouTube called Dabu777, or Dabu7. That's Dahboo. I've found that Dabu is on top of this stuff hours, if not days, at least hours before mainstream media ever blips it. And I've heard about almost everything that's occurred globally and nationally ahead of the mainstream news networks by listening to Dabu777 on the internet. So I watch him real close. That's one resource. You probably can find others. But you want information and awareness, because you got to know when to bounce. Because unless you want to be involved in this, you're going to have to bounce. That means the next level of importance is transportation. So you need a vehicle that's capable of getting you out of harm's way. Also, you need to do some planning. You need to have a location picked out outside the urban area. This stuff's going to go down in the cities, not in the country and not in the small towns. And you would probably be safe bouncing out of a city like Portland into a smaller town like Albany or, I don't know, Hood River, and just get out of town, Jack. Don't you come back no more. At least until the smoke clears. Lock your house down and make it look like no one's home and split. Stuff can be replaced, human life cannot. For my personal choice for this, because I also am concerned with a lot of other things, I have purchased a pre-computerized RV. So basically my old van down by the river. It's completely self-contained. It has its own water source, its own cooking source. I have a certain reserve of water, propane, and gasoline at hand right at any moment. I keep it ready to go at all times. Pull the plug, put it in reverse, I'm out of here. I chose an older one for economic reasons, obviously, and also for in case there's an EMP, because older vehicles are easier to get back up and running post-EMP. They might just start, or if your car's got a computer in it, it's not going anywhere until you replace the computer. And any other components, there might be electronic, the silicon chip based. So mobility, staying on top of things. Also, you're going to have some supplies. So your vehicle needs to be stocked, or you need to have a bug out bag. Bug out bags are good for 3 days, but I'm assuming when I leave that I might never come back. So I have a little bit more going on than a bug out bag. And it includes a lot of cheap food that I know will sustain me and keep me alive, like bulk flour and cornmeal, oil, cooking oil, sugar, things I can make other things out of. You'll need the basics of cooking, and you'll need to understand how to cook in the wild. You'll need some basic tools. You'll need the ability to collect fuel like wood, like firewood, and that requires at least an axe and maybe a saw. Being able to recharge your devices so that you can stay in touch is extremely important, and for that I've chosen solar. So a solar panel capable of recharging your batteries is very important. Electricity might go out in a larger way, like in my EMP video. The grid might go down. So being able to be mobile is important. Another thing is make yourself hard to trace. So I kind of skirt the rules a little bit. And I found ways to make purchases of things that are traceable, like vehicles and cell phones, in other people's names instead of my own. And that way, if they do ever connect me with my identity and they target me, they'll come to where they think I am and they won't find me. And so I won't go into details about how I do this, but there's a way that you can have things and have the keys to things without actually having your name on them. Drop your Facebook page now. Honestly, I made that decision today. That's the main way they find your facial recognition is through your own dang Facebook page. They'll look at this YouTube video and then they'll do some facial recognition software magic. The next thing you know, they're looking at my Facebook. Also, though, I've been smart enough because I'm a public figure, and stalkers are something that's been a part of my past, and it happens when you even have a little bit of success in music or in entertainment. So my Facebook is actually kind of disconnected from who I really am too, and it's kind of hard to find me through that. You get the town I live in, that's about it. But I intend to go mobile. I intend to go to ground at the first sign of trouble. I intend to leave the major populous cities and stay to the small towns. If you have an RV, even just a van, a lot of people don't know this, you can camp in Walmart parking lot for free. So that's a place where you could, rest. But the main thing is to keep moving. You can't stay in any place for too long. So be informed, be aware, be mobile, be equipped. Have things ahead of time that you need to survive. Have a destination, and when the time is right, magic number 7, bounce. Bounce. Get the heck out of Dodge. That's my plan. I don't know what yours is, but I will tell you that property and stuff is not worth dying for. And I'll split, and maybe if it blows over or calms down, I can come back. And my things may or may not be there, but I don't really care because I have what I need to survive on my person. So, once again, I hope you don't get targeted. I hope you're not on the list. If the crap hits the fan, I suggest you bounce.